if needed. And they are beginning. We are going to do our Chozo logic at this time.
Yep. And Chozo Logic, of course, has the biggest change for the playoffs that we haven't seen, but basically gravity can be located at Dragon.
Yes.
And personally, I'm actually hoping for the Game 3, as this was one of the matchups I was really looking forward to. But based on what we saw from Game 1, it's going to be a pretty uphill climb for Maniacal, especially in Chozo. So we'll see what happens where the items are.
I personally would love to see the gravity at Dragon. See if that is the case and if anyone makes that call early. And with the Chozo, of course, we just have our Morph Ball as our first item. And our second item is going to be the Awakening Missiles. With the Chozo logic, all the items that you need to complete the game will be at Chozo statues, or the boss reward items, which is the item behind Rindy, item behind Kraid, and the right side supers in the wreck ship. Power bombs early is really nice. Don't have to hunt for those.
Yeah, actually, that is interesting for this matchup specifically, because when Azder not even bothering with the right side, interesting. I know Azder really likes meme route. Okay, but he's actually not doing it this time. Interesting.
Just an E-Tank and a reserve. E-Tank is nice. Maniacal didn't quite get the D-boost it looks like, but he's just gonna say he doesn't need that reserve. And we have pretty purple explosions for us.
Yeah, I really do like Azder's swap. Ooh, and more power bombs. And wow, but Nigel is gonna be the one. Well, he might not do meme route. He might be just checking the item.
Do you see him clip through?
Yeah, I saw that too. That was really interesting. And it's just more power bombs. By Morph Ball.
I'm not gonna do a full meme. Just kind of a smart idea when you don't have any ammo. You don't want to get stuck over there without supers.
Yeah, I'd say meme route is... It's risky because it can pay off a lot in Chozo, but at the same time, it can cost you if, supers are not accessible.
And we have a
Spring Ball. Yeah, exactly.
I was very confused. Spring Ball at its rightful spot at the 230 missiles, where it seems like it always is in Chozo.
So actually, based on that Spring Ball location, the meme route was logically required, actually, in this seed. Because I believe that puts ammo at Charge Beam location.
Yeah.
I mean, good thing for the runners, they actually do have the power bombs to get to Gauntlet, and Gauntlet could have some ammo too. Because right now they need something to open doors and access, like BT and Brintstar.
We'll see if Maniacal realizes that he doesn't have any ammo either. Azder is probably thinking that there was ammo in the right retro Brintstar room, but there was not. I'll take the save. And I'm gonna go up to a kind of a dangerous gauntlet with no E-tanks. Well, forget I said anything.
Looks like Azder is probably checking Terminator in behind Gauntlet.
I also forgot. I can't check bomb tree though without.
Yeah.
And he probably wishes that he did meme right now. There's some supers. So
that's very
go
convenient.
Back for it if you wanted to. I don't think he will though. Yeah, he won't.
That is interesting though, because Bomb Chorizo could have some item, since I don't think Nico will go for the gauntlet as well. Like, this gauntlet also doesn't have to have ammo, even though it is very likely.
If he's still looking for something. By the time he makes his way to the wreck ship, he'll probably check it at that point. Um, something like speed booster maybe could be there, or it could just be some more ammo.
Ooh, it's just Spazer. Not exactly what he wanted to see.
And in game one, the gauntlet check by Maniacal put him a wee bit behind, so that he could feel behind again, just finding that Spazer.
Yeah, this time it is a bit different though because we haven't seen many E-tanks,
Yep.
so azder has to be marginally more careful in the early game. And since we know that it's probably an ammo at charge beam, actually it has to be an ammo at charge beam, he's not really going to find E-tanks. It's going to have to be maybe E-tanks in the ship or an early Vargas suit.
Maniacal's decision to go to gauntlet at this point was very good though, because now he has ammo. Let's see if he does go back for the bomb freezer check. At least check out what's that Terminator.
Yeah, I think Maniacal is aware already about what the seed wanted him to do, so I would not be surprised for him to actually even maybe go right as well. Like, there are some Brinkstar checks, but of course Maniacal has to decide on risks he might take in the seed to try to get ahead of azder. And wait, he already went
He's
here.
already been there. Oh, his space jump at Swerve Spawn. Best item. Perfect angel of an item. Yeah, that is a good point. He could, if he wanted to be a little risky, a little different, go right over to the wreck ship. I think that would be a good call on his part. 5 missile platoon is not the best thing in the world, though.
Yeah, and there's also the I mean, it's kind of a detour as well, but Alpha PV's area could have plenty of ammo, tanks, as well as one major item there.
And I think if I'm Maniacal, I probably might assume that azder did do meme Rando, just knowing he generally likes to, and he could have taken the risk, seeing as he's up one game, to go through without supers even.
And yeah, taking that save, he's definitely going right, at the very least.
Yeah, that's a smart save. It's not really the health that's a concern, but when you only have 5 missiles per Phantoon, you can't really... Assuming he doesn't run into any more, you can't really do the same strats that you normally would.
Yeah, and it's just more supers at the moat, which normally is good, but Nike will probably want to see another missile pack there.
Yeah. So anytime you want missiles,
and azder also putting that space jump to good use too. He's able to check this X-ray location early and picks up some nice high jump boots.
Very nice. That's where they were last race.
Oh yeah, that's right. And azder actually, he could go up also, because again, the alpha power bombs, the additional location is a pretty big reason to do an early wreck ship, and that space jump also helps with the ship.
Looks like Maniacal is just going for the CWJ, and there he goes. Very nice. Spring ball is also an option to get over the moat, but some people...
Ooh, and azder actually going down, so we do have some early divergence.
Very nice.
And it's just more supers in the
Very
ocean.
unlucky. Azure finds X-ray and does pick it up. Yep, Maniacal has one more item he can check on the way and hope for missiles. But with the energy tanks and reserves and the minor mix, the odds are quite a bit lower.
There we
There are
go.
missiles. It's amazing what 5 more missiles can do for your Phantoon fight.
And I don't remember exactly where the tanks were. I don't recall them being Chozo tanks, so this divergence is going to be important because either Variosuit is here, or important items could be in the ship, or it could be E-tanks in the ship. Maniacal probably, the worst case for Maniacal would be just having E-tanks in the ship. But I do kind of like this read, in my opinion. I think Maniacal is making a good decision
I think so.
by doing this early ship.
Azure finds Plasma behind Crate. And yeah, I think you're right. I don't think any of the tanks were Chozo tanks. Usually I keep track, but I forgot.
Yeah, given where... See, X-ray and Plasma, Maniacal's going to pick those up too. So it's pretty likely the runners will have Microwave. Since Charge is part of Logic and Chozo, it's more likely that the runners actually pick it up. Or that basically it's in a very accessible location. And azder...
Power bombs. So the love is
Yep.
15.
And pretty solid fight from Maniacal there.
Yeah.
And he will be able to start his retro cleanup.
So just 3 items in the wreck ship for Chozo Logic. The right side supers will be his first stop. He can also do the wreck ship E-tank. And
yeah, not great items for the sponge bath though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure how good he is at the various strats, but maybe the right side supers item could help there.
We'll have to see. I often, if I don't have anything good for it, like to go around to the Chozo item at the top and see if that helps me too. It's definitely slower, but when you don't know sponge bath, you do what you gotta do. But I think these runners do know it. There is an E-tank.
We found 2 E-tanks, so that's pretty close to putting How Runs in Logic. Well, Maniacal still has Alpha PBs too, since Azure did not check that, so it is an additional item that could be, and often it is a very important item in Chozo. And wisely going to take the save, yep.
Room's coming up pretty dangerous, and it's a little lengthy to get through if there's nothing good at the E-tank location, so that save serves a lot of functions.
Yeah, looks he will be going for Powerbomb strats and Sponge Bath. Gets it pretty quickly. Yeah, nice job. Azure finding Wave Beam. Always a nice item. Wave Plasma being one of my favorite combinations.
Yes. always nice to have. Obliterates everything.
And I'm pretty confident that azder should feel fine with doing how runs with 3 tanks, but in his mind, ooh, there's charge. Great pickup. That actually is a very good pickup for Maniacal,
Yeah.
given where it is.
Hopefully,
And
Azra has just enough missiles to Crystal Flash.
azder just going in. Oh, he had the CF here. That makes sense. Forgetting he likes using that strat. But yeah, 3 E-tanks for Cathedral is not the freest thing, although Space Jump obviously helps a lot.
Yes. Yep. And I assume we'll go maybe right over to the speed booster farm station. Oh, it's hit there by that guy. He'll still be fine though. But those little guys do a lot of damage.
And he's okay, he's gonna check Bubble Mountain item. What's actually kind of risky for azder is that there may not be another E-tank in the area. So these hell runs become even worse with... I think it's fine, both the wave and speed booster hell runs with only 3 tanks, but it's very, very tight. I'm also not sure whether azder took that save, but I don't believe he did.
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay, he did. Yeah.
Having to do attic with just ammo is never fun. It's always nice to have screw attack up here. Alright, something like ice or speed here, or a suit obviously, would be really good for Maniacal. I think what Azra's doing here is gonna probably save scum these items in case they're not worthwhile.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of slow, but it's smart to do this since, again, only 3 E-tanks. This is less than even what the logic wants for these item locations.
So you can't Crystal Flash anymore, and then that way he can, if it's nothing worthwhile, he can get his health filled back up without having to farm again.
I mean, honestly, I feel like as long as Varia isn't at Bubble Mountain or Croc, I think that's really good for Maniacal. Ooh, it's just bombs. That is, yeah, definitely not something he needs. Ooh,
Just a reserve.
unfortunately.
The gross chose a reserve.
But of course, he still has one more location on the way down. And I'd say already that charge beam, while not being the very best thing he could have found, it's still gonna save him time. Since we know he will be picking up that microwave beam.
Grapple. So he's got the croc check still if he chooses to take it. The grapple with high jump and spring ball could...
We could seriously see the gravity at Dragon, or it could be that's access to Shack Tool required. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw gravity at Alpha Power Bombs or at Crocomire. I mean, we have to see something pretty soon, I believe. Yeah. We're looking for one of the suits. Actually, yeah, one of the suits has to be Alpha PBs or Croc.
I wasn't sure how much damage those little plasma gamers do. He had me a little worried. It's Ice Beam.
Ooh, Ice Beam, that puts
That put
Dragon into logic.
some Meridia action into play. So with that, I guess this doesn't have to be a suit. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's... Yeah, I don't think the logic requires Varia for the suitless. Because if it's gravity at Dragon, then Varia could be Shaktor or Plasma. Yeah, Maniacal, if Croc is empty, it's good for Maniacal, but he will also have to lose time backtracking for at least X-Ray. But he will have grapple access. He won't need to grab that space jump from, I believe it was Brinstar Reserve. It was somewhere really early. I think. Actually, maybe it's Force One. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about Maniacal. He's probably gonna find out a lot later that if Suitless Meridia is the play, he's not gonna find that out for a while.
Well, I mean, based on the routing, I mean, chat kind of talking about what's happening, and we'll see what's at Croc. It's very, that's not good for... Well, I mean, it still could be gravity at Dragon, but that's really bad for Maniacal.
Mm-hmm. Got the screw attack item and the item behind Ridley. Either one of those could be gravity.
Maniacal, of course, Maniacal's still in it. Has Charge Beam, has honestly the better route, given that there were some good items in the ship. But, I mean, azder is gonna be totally fine to do lower North Fair with the setup. And he's just kind of ahead in terms of routing. Or as just terms of movement.
Azure also not finding... He's not gonna find ice, at least for a while. If he doesn't find speed down here, imagine he'll go up the tower and get his ice beam and then come back down to Meridia. That'll buy Maniacal a little bit of time. I think since Maniacal is committing to this route, I think Croc.
Yeah, Maniacal will be forced to, just because he won't have any suits. It's almost kind of looking similar to last CD I chat mentioning. Maniacal's, based on his route, looks like he's going to do high jump to lava dive. So, like, having the shorter route in terms of rooms, but as they're just like the items and the advantage of movement, it's going to save time that way.
Yep. Yeah, Maniacal not having space jump, not having... You know, he really... He'll have to pick up those bombs. He won't have a way up worst room in the game. Well, he could freeze the bombs, I guess, but nobody wants to do that. Oh yeah, spring ball jump is a thing too. Never mind, ignore me.
As you're getting second try, no glitch.
Very nice. Let's see what...
There's our gravity. Well...
The dream is dead. But a very beautiful gravity suit.
It's still... We're still looking for... Azder's still looking for speed. We know Ice is... at Alpha PBs. Yeah.
Wreck ship for him with this route is kind of a go to it if you absolutely have to kind of thing. He would just want to get the flame tune and then leave. But looking at his ammo, he might not be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Azder should know... Well, I imagine if he's still looking for Ice... It depends on whether you check Shack Tool. If Shack Tool's empty, that could waste some time, but otherwise... You know, going to Alpha PBs, he just goes straight down. That detour isn't that bad. And he, of course, should know the logic about where charge is. So I also imagine Azder should have a good idea of where to find charge beam and not do full ammo.
I wouldn't say it's over. Those are very important things, and where Azure might actually look for them is where they hunt. So yeah, speed's not really that'll put Azure on a hunt and put Maniacal in a pretty good position.
Well, also not having space jump is gonna cause Maniacal or make his movement slower because he is forced to do how runs, since we know where Various it is. Azure, gotta be careful there. One hit away from death.
Please don't die. Oh, he did already check high jump. Gonna take it slow down the spiky elevators. I don't think I can turn myself up anymore.
Yeah, actually, chat mentioning too that Azder has just enough ammo, but he will have to farm. Yeah.
Might want to farm PBs too. In case you were to miss any.
Yeah, he skipped those bombs, so he will have to make sure. Or, I mean, he'll have enough either in the fight or he can farm afterwards too. Although, I don't like how he's not using the grapple beam to farm.
Please don't go in.
Yeah, he technically has enough, but he's thinking about something. I'd farm up a little more, personally. Or now he's leaving, or going back to the previous room. Oh, he's resetting the room for power bombs. Okay.
Power bombs, yeah. He's really making me nervous.
Okay, he's not a full ammo, but he should be fine as long as he doesn't miss a lot of supers here. I believe he has... he has... maybe around 4 or 5 supers of leeway. And I missed Maniacal, but it looks like he was able to cleanly make it into Bum Mountain. Oh, he's already at Croc. That's actually really good for him, since of course we know this is where he needs to go. So another good decision by Maniacal.
Checking that before even checking One is down. We're worried for nothing.
Yeah, I think he hit every single missile there. I don't think he missed anything.
Very clean. Well, let's see if speed's here. Oh, it is. That's not good.
Yeah, that is very, very bad for Maniacal.
Yep.
I mean, of course, Azder still needs to take the time to find Charge Beam, but again, he should know at this point that Charge cannot be in Meridia. So he's not checking Plasma or Shactual for it.
We'll see if he learned that this time. If he remembers the magic of the Chozo seeds. Where the Chozo seeds, if you're not aware, they want you to have access to Charge Beam before Ridley and Crocodile.
Well, I mean, if Azder plays this out properly, again, he's almost in go mode minus Charge Beam. He's gonna complete this game pretty fast, while Maniacal's still working on his various suit, and of course he has to get his hyped up this lava dive too. Like, Maniacal's lower Norther is gonna take a long time before Ridley. Ooh, and Maniacal, unfortunately, running out of supers for the gate glitch, so he's gonna have to farm up again.
Not quite getting it that time either. In this case, it would have been more beneficial for him to have checked Bow Mountain first. He would at least be able to bomb jump.
Yeah, gate glitches are notoriously bad even for really good runners. Just sometimes you get it first try, and sometimes you just don't get it at all. We see here.
It's one of those skills that sometimes goes away for some reason. It looks to be setting it up right. Just maybe not shooting at quite the right time. Oh, man.
Yeah, Rumble, I would not want to be watching this stream right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that really hurts to see, especially if you run this game. You know the feeling.
And as they're showing off the space jump in water, always a treat to watch the physics there.
Yeah. The pretty lavender and blue space jump even. Alright, he's got it this time. I know it. See? I told you. I was worried.
Azure also going to the bot wound fight with not the highest amount of ammo, but I shouldn't doubt him here. This is okay. This is just really clean.
He's too good.
Never doubt Azur's boss fighting skills. Also setting up for... Okay, he's just going for regular halfie.
Doesn't really need ammo for Dragon.
Yep, he can do the normal speed kill or even grapple if he chooses.
His ammo for this, for how far he is in the game, Azure, his ammo is quite low. So I think at this point he has to look for charge. It would take longer to look for enough ammo.
Yeah, and Chozo, it's much worse doing chargeless because the minor item locations could have E-tanks and reserve tanks, and you just straight up don't know that. And it looks like Azure will do a quick grapple kill and he gets it. Well, Azure shouldn't check shot. We know that logically, well, we know where charge is, but in Azure's mind, he should... Wow, very nice spike suit too.
Yeah.
But he should know that charge can't be at plasma retractable. Or Dragon. He's not even going to check Dragon too. Interesting.
He does know. He did lose his spike suit though.
Yeah, this makes sense because he, I believe, hasn't seen Spazer or Screw Attack, neither of those items he needs, so he just thought that even the Dragon check wasn't worth the time. Yeah, Maniacal, interestingly, he either would want to make sure that, what is it, gravity or high jump isn't here. We know it's empty, but I guess the checks are fast enough that he wasn't willing to take the high jumpless lava dive just yet.
I'm sure he would like something that could make his lower warfare easier. Unfortunately, he's not going to find that something.
Yeah, I mean, the bombs are at least a nice backup, but I believe this wave beam location was... I think it was just ammo. Or a grapple beam, that's right.
Trying to think if there's any use for grapple beam in lower warfare other than farming, and I don't think there is.
Yeah, no, I don't even think there's a single grapple beam block down there. And Azure is smartly going to Alpha, and the Ice Beam will make his terrain even faster.
Yep.
So he definitely does know the logic, and that's probably what's going to solidify his victory here.
I think even if he didn't know, because of where speed was, if he did end up doing the Meridia checks, it probably still wouldn't have bought Maniacal enough time. But this is gonna be quite a fast time for Azure.
Oh yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the timer. Yeah, just, I mean, space jump is good. I don't know, what can I say?
That's right.
I mean, Nico would be big. He, for sure, would have loved to have space jump through this upper and lower north here. Yeah, that's right, and no high jump boots either. But I'm confident. This is one of the things that Maniacal, I know, has practiced a lot. Something that he knows that Azure doesn't do. Okay, has the flame set up. Oh, but it's too high, unfortunately, on his wall jump.
He won't be able to try again. I'll have to, yeah, these crystal flushing.
Yeah, unfortunately, those flames do, I believe, 100 damage with this Varia. So with this limited E-tanks, you'd rather just CF here.
This trick is very nice to know, but it's not as helpful on Chozo because you probably don't have as many E-tanks.
Looks like he nailed it the second time, though. Very nice.
Major minor logic, you have a lot of E-tanks. It's good down here most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason you do azder as the set for some Nintendo power strats.
Seems very loud a lot lately.
But yeah, basically the high jump plus lava dive, the biggest strategy or reason is if gravity's in lower north air and high jump is in the ship, which of course is not as common in Chozo than in Major Minor.
Two more checks. Those were
And Maniacal, unfortunately,
having bad luck
missing, yeah. And get glitch shoot down here too. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be much slower the more times he misses, since he has to reset to the top of the elevator.
And only has 7 total. There's not really anywhere that you can farm behind the gate, but you have to get over there first.
Yeah, because obviously it's not something Nintendo planned for you to do, so they're not going to give you an enemy to farm supers off of.
Speedrunners just ruined this game. Took everything Nintendo wanted and broke it. If he had space jump, he could just go fight GT. That hurts my heart.
And Azure has picked up his charge beam and is now on the way to terrain. Well, honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he took one more save. I don't know, either at the ship or before Mother Brain. I just feel like Azure has to believe he is extremely far ahead with this pace.
Alright, I believe he's gonna get it this time.
Game 1 was, I believe, I mean, officially it was 10 minutes, but it was more like 8 minutes because Maniacal was kind of just memeing at the end when Azure finished. And Maniacal already making a not so family friendly comment in SRL.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a setup based on what I've seen in speed runs. It's just, it's one of the worst things to like. I mean, I don't even know the exact setup for it, to be honest. I know there are strategies for it,
Yeah.
but it's again, yeah, Trey's making a good way to describe it. It's just it's so easy to lose it.
It's one of those things that happens when you run a game in Super Metroid. There are quite a few tricks that this can happen with.
I think the strat I tend to go for is just what Maniacal is doing, because I'm like, I know I'm not going to get it very often, but I should be able to get it enough times. Like if I have 10 supers, I'm confident I'll get it among one of those. But I know some other strats are like, I think turnaround and or jumping up first and then shooting it on the way down.
Azder gets a nice baby skip. I would have liked to see him save.
Yeah, this is by no means free. I mean, he has great beams, force, and gravity. Mitigates damage a lot, but he cannot take any catch-ups. Which the game could seriously still be on. I do not remember the last time I was to save. Although this, of course, full beam combo, yeah, this helps a lot. It's only going to be 20 shots. And Maniacal finally getting a Green Gate glitch in the meantime, and is rewarded with his gravity suit. At least the rewards of the items were the 2 suits behind the gates.
Yeah. Kind of ironic.
And Azure with a clean Mother Brain fight, so
Safe.
he'd be home free here.
I'd agree that with what he has, the Mother Brain fight should be free. But things happen. And you don't want those things to happen in a race, especially in the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't realize he was from Canada. Yeah, I would be nervous too.
And maybe
Based on the level
he just
play
lost.
shown this match. Very nice looking hyper beam too. I love the particle changes as you're using the Hyper Metroid.
Alright, with a clean escape here. The Shine Spark is a nice, pretty green. I don't know where to start with that. That's a dot done from azder with a time of 51 minutes and 7 seconds. So GG.
GG azder. He will take the match 2-0 and move on to the quarterfinals, where he'll be facing Canadian Owl, which also looks to be a very, very good matchup with both with how the two players have been playing.
Owl undefeated so far. Couldn't pull in the win against him. But yeah, that does mean no game 3. Hi azder, GG.
GG.
Pretty fast seed for you. The only thing we were worried about was whether you realized that charge couldn't be in Meridian or not. But yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, very clean and very nicely done. What did you think?
I started to get worried
Hi azder,
at how
GG.
dry Norfolk was turning out, but I was also hitting up all the spots that like want you to have like
Pretty
3,
fast
4
seed for you.
e-tanks.
The only thing we were worried about was whether
Varia
you
Croc was like
realized that
the
charge
best
couldn't
thing
be in
possible because it told
Meridian or
me
not.
that it told me that
That's
I was supposed to go up and get
Otherwise,
charged
very
somewhere and
clean
e-tanks.
and very nicely done. What did you think?
Yeah, I think, well, at least for you, the item locations fell really well based on the order that you check stuff in. And what Maniacal did, because he was taking a lot of risks, doing a lot of plays. I think what he did was he just skipped Rinstar, went straight to ship, which was good in a way because of picking up charge and ice, but it just his checks were a lot slower, and he was having problems on the Green Gate glitches.
His checks were slower?
Well, more of like his movement, because I'm not having stuff like Space Jump.
Oh, okay. So yeah, let's see. So you got in charge in ice. I assume he did bowling too.
Yeah, he full cleared ship, then went down, got his ice at Alpha PBs, and was just following you, but I think just his upper north air how runs were slower. And yeah, the Green Gate glitches, he was struggling really, really hard. That lost him a ton of time.
And we kind of figured speed, being behind Ridley, for you, kind of sealed it. Since Maniacal already had ice, if you weren't able to find speed, would have saved him some more time.
Yeah, when I saw where ice was, I was just like, oh, that is interesting. Like, because I assume with this kind of loadout, I wasn't where he skipped Brinstar, but I feel like with this loadout, a lot of people would go up because you're just so short on tanks.
Yeah, it was actually kind of interesting because you ended up not doing meme route, and Maniacal, I think he grabbed the item on behind Morph Ball, but also didn't do meme route. And this was actually one of those seeds where meme route was the logical way to go.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, because Gauntlet, you didn't check Gauntlet, but Gauntlet was just Spacer. So meme route
Oh,
was completely required here.
I am very lucky then because I did a dumb and I was just like, Gauntlet has to have some type of missile, so I'm gonna skip it.
Okay. Maniacal actually has forfeit.
How far did he get?
He
It
was
was
leaving
lower
lower.
North First Escape.
And still had Meridia to do.
I think on his pace, he would have finished in around. Well, I missed the timer now, but he would have finished probably in the 105 to 110 range, probably close to 110.
Hi, Maniacal.
GG.
Hey, GG. Thanks.
So you played. It seemed kind of risky in my point of view, but I think Clumpson and I both really liked your call to go straight to the wreck ship. Unfortunately, the best thing it had was charge.
No, I thought my route was really good. I thought I actually played it quite correctly. Given the matchup, I liked the play a lot. Just got completely RNG'd out of it. Feel like I probably should have won that one, but just lost 11 minutes to losing 1 out of 3 dice rolls 75 times or something. Like, it was absolutely just complete BS. And so after the first time that happened, I was like, all right, well, this is crappy, this happens. And then it happened again. And then I just had absolutely no will to play. So I just, like, there was no shot at that point.
Yeah, I can definitely understand. It's not a good
Yeah, I
feeling.
think we were talking about mainly reacting to where Varia was and where Speed was. And also the very last chance you had would have been if Azure didn't know about or wasn't thinking about the charge beam logic, but he obviously knew about it, so he skipped all the locations he didn't have to check.
That's why I started skipping ammo too.
Because like the ship ended up like if charge and ice were reversed, that would have helped a little bit too, but ice beam was just not required at all, and even if it was, going up to alpha PBs isn't the worst detour. And also charge and also not being at bowling again, that's saves even more time.
Yeah, charge was pretty free, but I felt it was fine. Was really punished. I knew I should have pushed that third jump a little earlier on the lava dive, and I was hoping that the Namahe would be on the right cycle, that I'd just get lucky. But I knew that I was screwed on that first attempt, and like just losing 10 supers there ended up costing me another 7 minutes probably.
Oh, did
Like,
you did high jump plus lava dive?
yeah, of course. This was absolutely a seed for it.
Okay.
Was high jump in Bryn Loop?
High jump was at X-ray.
Again,
And
same.
Okay, X-ray.
I did it as soon
How
as I
can
got
I
to it.
not dodge this in seeds against you? Jesus Christ. How is high jump always a goddamn X-ray? That is so
I didn't think
unreal.
about that actually. That's pretty good.
That is completely brutal. That's so dumb.
Yeah, I almost want to say
I
Space
hate
Jump
this
was
game.
MVP of the seed.
I think Kip has a few things to say about high jump and sees with me as well.
That is just so outlandish. Man, I don't know. That's crap. That is absolute crap. But okay. Sure. High jump at X-ray again.
That was the entire reason I went down. Honestly, I would have gone up in full cleared ship if that wasn't there.
Well, some days, huh? I can't buy a win in this game lately anyway, so this is just one more.
Hong Kong.
And where'd the goose come from?
Well, I think you had a very, very nice run in the Season 2 League. So, well, congratulations to making it to the playoffs out of, what were there, 70 people, I think?
Yeah, I made playoffs again and lost in the top 16 again. So, that's on me. There are a lot of matchups that I rather like, but I don't like my matchup against azder in a vacuum. I think he has generally a sound mind about Randomizer, and so I think that doesn't let me take advantage of things that a lot of other players let me win on.
Yeah, I was saying that in the beginning. I think of game one where you two have pretty similar strengths, but then that puts a bigger onus on, I think, RNG in terms of item placements. Since, Maniacal even said you're aware that everything else being equal, you're a little bit slower, so you do have to take some risks. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's my role to take that risk in this matchup, and I mean, both azder and I are aware of it and play with that in mind.
Yeah, I feel like it's a sort of strict dominance kind of thing, which is bad for you for this matchup. Like the sort of thought process and play styles kind of overlap to the point where like you have very few concrete edges against me, and that isn't necessarily true for all players that are like my execution level.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, you have a reasonably good way of thinking about randomizers, and a lot of players with better execution than me do not. And so that lets me leverage that just a little bit. But I don't have that in this matchup, so instead I have to, play a little differently. I think it's maybe a 10 to 15% matchup for me, and so did not get lucky this time. Not shocked at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even like an overall skill thing, but just like a matchup chart, like fighting game character kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup, which is why, like, when we kept drawing each other in tournaments a couple years ago, I was just like, man, this is just like not good. But I would have taken probably 11 of the other potential matchups over my matchup against you in the top 8 or top 16, but that's not where we're at.
I think I have a similar person in Link to the Past Randomizer who just kind of seems to counter me no matter what I do, even though we both wouldn't say that he is like necessarily better in execution or routing, but he just kind of wins over me every time. So I'm kind of in that situation myself.
Yeah. I feel like really the problem was just breakering, like winning my group and then breakering into 11 seed anyway was kind of surprising to me for the way they structured the playoffs, but that was just an interpretation of rules problem. And it's not like I could have done anything differently to have changed the outcome, so the information ultimately wouldn't have mattered. So still a fun season. Got to play 11 games of Randomizer that I might not have played otherwise, so that was fun.
Has been a really nice season.
Yeah, looking forward to the next one. We'll see how it goes. See if I end up in the same group as Jero and Nevdi for a third league season in a row. But yeah, GG Azder. Good luck in the top 8. I think you have J-Ro or Owl. Not sure.
I think we decided it's Owl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Al played his match, I believe, a few days ago.
Okay. Yeah, I think I watched part of that. I don't know. Either way, that should be fun to watch. But thank you, Plumston Polar Bear Bunny, for the commentary. Appreciate you hanging around and waiting for me to come in. And thank you to the organizers for another good season. I look forward to seeing, how we continue to improve in future seasons.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Yeah,
good match, guys.
you're welcome. Looks like at 8 p.m. tomorrow we have our game 2 of Rando versus Calcharge. Other than that, nothing else on the schedule.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they're playing their game 3, but other than that, there's only one more, I think, round of 16 match. Cutie versus Slaughters, which I've been waiting for a while, to be honest. I really wanted to see that matchup.
That'd be a good one too.
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday, right?
I haven't seen anything on the schedule yet.
Not. Yep. 8 p.m. Wednesday, Tracy says.
Okay. Okay, cool. And I mean, I imagine that some of the round quarterfinals, people will already be trying to schedule their matches whenever they're available.
Okay. Well, I think that'll do it for us. Thank you, Hops, for joining me. Thank you. I think Dementive is tracking.
Yep.
Appreciate it a lot. I hope to see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Otherwise, have a great night or day.
Good night.